Hi, this is a special little video for, I think your name's Samantha. So I've seen on the group you've got a problem with your gaping neckline. I'm just using one of my men's waistcoat blocks, but you'll get the idea, same principle, what you need to do. Now, you've got a gaping armhole, and that stems from a few things. I'm not going to get too technical, but you need to reduce it from your shoulder line. Reduce it from the shoulder line will actually pick up and get rid of that gape. And many sewers recommend that you do your dart. It's a very easy fix doing a dart, but you've already got it fitted too much on your bust. That's why you need like a full bust adjustment. But that stems from the length and the width. You don't have adequate space. That's why it's too tight in that area. Now, a few things I'll just address here. If you do what the others say, put a bust dart here, you'd have to go to the apex, which is your nipple here. So we'll just pretend that's where your nipple is there. The dart would have to angle exactly to your nipple area, and you'd have to come back. You're quite big busted, you're quite heavy top, so you'd have to come probably up to about 2 inches less, and that would finish about there. But you don't want to be stitching this because you've got to take in fabric, and you're already tight in that area, so that's going to increase your tightness. So I would not do a dart there. So the best way and the correct method, really, you've got to take it from your seam, your shoulder here. Now, I can't see the back of your armhole, but I'm guessing your back of your armhole is not gaping. But if it is gaping, you would need to put them both here, and you'd mark 1/2 inch down from the edge, 1/2 inch down. Then you'd come with your normal seam, which is usually about 1 centimetre, and then you come back, run it back to your seam, so it'd actually taper back to your seam there. So you'd have a line there which actually would run back to your seam there. So I'm guessing your gape is about 1/2 inch, but the best thing for you to do, if you get a friend and pin it just under the shoulder, pin that gape out, and then mark either side where the pins are, and then open it up, and you'll see how much you've got to take out, and that is the best way to do it. I'm guessing yours could be 1/2 inch or 5/8 of an inch. So what I would do from the top here, remember, you actually go from the edge, mark down 1/2 inch, and then from 1/2 inch come down to one seam, and then come back to your seam where it was originally. So you taper it back to the seam. You don't take anything from the neck, you take it all from the armhole. Now, that's, if you both front and back are gaping, then just put the seams together and do what I've suggested. Now, if it's only the front gaping, you don't want to be taking from the back at all, because your back is fine. I'm just guessing it's just the front. If it is, then just bring this front, there's your back armhole, bring this, mark 1/2 inch on your front edge, bring that up 1/2 inch, and then come down one seam, which is probably about 1 centimetre. You're doing a 1 centimetre seam out, and do the exact same method. Come back to the seam of the back. So marry them up exactly, and then bring that back. And that will actually clear your armhole. You should get rid of it totally. Now, the important thing to do, whatever you take off from the shoulder here, you've got to retain this armhole depth. So from here, underneath the armhole, come down that 1/2 inch, and then bring that line back to, get a nice little run, bring that back to that 1/2 inch. So whatever you take off from the top, reduce it, take it off there. You've got to retain that length of the armhole. You don't want it to be tight, because once you pick that up, that's going to lift up your armhole. Now, also from what I said that no one has picked up on, which I've picked up on, your armhole is too wide here. You'll see it's actually going into your arm. So you need to reduce that armhole a little bit. So wherever you are down, just get a nice little line, come in, get rid of that excess, and then come back out. Get a nice run. And that will clear that little excess that's actually going onto your arm. Also, what I was saying to you, always try and stabilise your necklines and your armholes with what I've said. If you watch my tutorial, I use woven interfacing. That's a fusible. People will machine stitch, but the very nature of the feed dog, it pulls the bottom layer through, and that can actually increase the stretch. Now, I don't believe in machine stay stitching, so if you do my method, you'll get a good result. But always, please, whatever you make in future, you've got to stabilise your necklines and armholes, because the way your armholes are cut and the necklines, they're actually cut into bias areas, which is on the 45 degrees, and it will stretch badly. So you don't want anything stretching. So if I just recap that, don't put a dart in there, please, because you're already tight in this area, and that will actually take out more fabric. You don't want to be doing that. Take it from the shoulder. Hopefully that will help you. If you need any help, Samantha, I'll try and do my best to help you, and I hope this has helped you. Okay, thanks.